Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to Compass Games Town Hall. It's episode 60. It's Thursday, February 9th, 2023. Hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to welcoming Bill and Billy shortly. And before they're here, just wanted to pull up real quickly our schedule updates that we've made. So just to keep everybody in sync with where we are with the release schedule, we have recently released Carrier Battle Philippine Sea. So that's John Southard's game. It's so exciting to have John Southard back designing again. This is obviously a much updated, revised edition game. So some nice enhancements have been made. It's a pure solitaire game. And I know many of you are receiving the game now. So that's why we have it listed, as you see here, under recent releases. So again, we're really excited to have Philippine Sea is now officially out. We'll be keeping an eye out for sure on social media. I think people are just getting it on the tables now. Haven't seen too many play reports. I think it's probably just a little bit too early for that, but we're definitely looking forward to hearing more about those play reports. Also, I want to draw your attention now to the left side of our schedule, or our left column. That's showing you the upcoming titles in order of release. So just to review here, and hopefully you can see the screen okay. I'll make it a little, actually a little bit bigger so you can see it just a little bit better. So we'll blow it up a little bit more. So as you can see here, our next release will be 1812, War in the Great Lakes Frontier. So we had a Kickstarter on that several weeks ago. Also, I'll talk a little bit here in a moment about Doomsday Project 2, since we did issue a newsletter today. I do want to cover that with you all. And then I know long anticipated is the next game in the Prelude series, our system. That's going to be Prelude to Revolution. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to that design from Mike Wilner. It was really popular at Compass Games Expo the past at least 2 years. Very well received. And then, yes, it's been a while since we've talked about Interceptor Ace, that whole series from Gregory M. Smith. This is by another individual who's worked with or collaborated with Gregory Smith on the Interceptor Ace series later in the war. So that's going to be coming shortly as well. So if you go through, you'll see the remainder of the games listed here. Yeah, our clip level as far as releases is about twice per month, 2 games per month. Maybe we slip in a Paper Wars there as well. And then there's, of course, reprints that are games back in stock as well. So we'll always announce that for you, as well as in our town halls. And speaking of town halls, I do notice that we have Bill and Billy Thomas. We're going to add them to the stream now. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hey, good. How's everybody tonight?
Good to see you. It's not quite as bright, I notice, in your room. Is the light not shining, not facing you?
Yeah, you didn't turn the lights on.
Okay, well, we'll get the lights on here, and while Billy's doing that, Bill, let's get caught up since we last spoke in near late January. What's happening? I know we've had Carrier Battle is now being received, so that's obvious. Yep. Obviously, some news. I haven't gone through the newsletter yet. We can talk about some of the going-ons with the Kickstarter. I want to give a little photo share on a internal playtest that's going on at the Compass headquarters as well during this broadcast, but hopefully, yeah, there are the lights. I'll turn it over to you for what you'd like to cover first tonight.
Yeah, is Brittany around?
Yeah, Brittany. She's not in the broadcast, but she is online.
Well, no, I know.
Yeah, she's checked in as a viewer.
Because I want to know what the customers are saying to the hotel.
Oh, okay, yes. Right. So what happened there, just so everybody knows, with Compass Games Expo, we're up to 30 attendees. You'll see the latest attendee list updated this morning. I just have to also update the game sign-up sheet, which I'll do tomorrow. But all the registered attendees, there's 30 now. But we got another, sounds like we got another rash of reports that people are calling the hotel and being told the block sold out, which is definitely not true.
So we have to, yeah, so we could tell them exactly what's being said.
Exactly.
So Billy can call him tomorrow. I emailed the guy tonight, my guy, and he said he'd take care of it. But I want to make sure that so if we could get if Billy can get exactly what Brittany's hearing from them.
Yes, absolutely.
Say, hey, this is what you're telling them.
Exactly. So
the other thing too is I don't think people knew this, but we sold out. The hotel actually sold out in November.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we never talked about that.
Other hotels in the area.
That's right. I think I recall the last week or two there were no more rooms available. Yes.
Yeah, so that's not our block in the whole hotel.
Right.
So then
Exactly.
people were had to go to other hotels in the area, which there are some right down the street. But so if you want to stay where the convention is, you got to get in early because, again, we sold out last year, and not that it's a big deal, but
Yeah. And just a reminder for everybody, just go to our Expo link on our main page. That will take you to a single page that has all information about step 1 is you register, and step 2, you can submit your payment online. And I'll be adding you to the website because you'll see an attendee roster as well as what game signups have been submitted as part of the registration process. So it's a 2-step process. First, you want to register, pick your games, or pick your games later. If you're not ready yet, you can always pick them later. I always recommend pick your games early to get traction for signups for certain games. If you wait till the last second and nobody's signed up yet, it's going to be harder to get that game played. So yeah. So we'll get the hotel situation figured out for sure. I know that's something we addressed a few weeks ago. Just have to address it again. Okay. We can go to the newsletter, or we can go to an internal playtest session you did, or anything else you'd like to cover, Bill or Billy? That you have
at
on your
least
mind?
once a week, the group gets together and Bill can talk about this. And this happened to be Thursday. So we've got show them the picture and Bill can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So can you walk us through, I'm going to zoom in on the picture, Billy, if you can explain to everybody what I'm sharing here in this image.
Yeah, we're playing the Warsaw Pact War, and me and Julian played on a team as the Warsaw, and Heather and Brittany played as the NATO.
Now it looks like it's been published before. I didn't
No.
zoom in. No?
No, it's never been published before. This is just his playtest kit.
Yeah. It was just.
Oh, that's one heck of a. When I saw the box, and I go, well, this looks like it's been released because that looks like it looks like a box game that existed at one point. So wow, that's amazing.
The designer had play tested it, had gone through that. So we're going through this, and Brittany is there, and she took the pictures.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I told her next time get somebody from Charter Oak to take the pictures, so she could be in it.
Yeah, that's absolutely. It'd be great to have Brittany in the shot too, with Heather. So I can see here from the game, it's a combination of counters, and we've got tracking cubes and other things going on. So 6-sider, 10-siders.
No, those dice weren't a part of it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Those are just something Brittany was using to keep track of with the cubes on the other side.
So can you? What's the game like? Can you share with us a little bit about the design? Since we got this photo,
We're basically just fighting. We didn't really get much of the fighting, but there's a lot of pre-war stuff going on.
Oh, okay. So
that's why the cubes are in those.
Yep.
Not in those. No, the other thing, the far top.
Yep. I see that. I can maybe even highlight it here, right here.
You have to use those. Yeah, you have to use the production to try and get, and once you do that, you get certain cards, and those cards will give you more production, and then you'll be able to use that to battle.
I didn't notice the cards. I didn't notice.
Yeah, the cards. That's a diplomacy chart that you have to. Get set up for Warsaw Pact countries and then NATO, and you see if you could get them in the war.
Excellent. So you got the build up. You got the whole build up
Those
happening.
are the air and naval. The two.
Yeah, the two green things.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. And then
it covers the whole world, right?
Yeah, this one was the European theater.
Okay, so there's other areas. Yeah, it looks like there's there's
other areas, not to that detail.
Other areas there.
He didn't send us the world map, so we didn't have that.
Can you share with us how many players you think this is going to be? Has that been decided yet at all?
It could be solitaire.
Okay.
For it.
And up to 4 players. 2 as a side.
Yeah, but I don't know which side. We did it just those way. I don't know. I think it's more 2.
Yeah, it's probably 2-player.
Yeah, 2-player would be good. I mean, you could do 4. Obviously, we did it. I don't know how we would deviate. Maybe one be the top half for the
no, probably 2-player. Yeah.
I mean,
So I was like doing these previews. So is this a play test to decide whether you've already decided? Because I'm not familiar with this game, so I'm just going to ask a few questions here, and this will help everybody else. Is this a game that's already in house we're moving forward on, or is this an evaluation playthrough?
Well, we're doing the game. This
Okay.
is just our own internal development of the game.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is like
starting
early
that part of project managing and stuff like that.
early play testing. So fantastic. So I'll see if there's, and let me go to the comments. So if anybody has any questions about this, I don't want to miss your questions. As a reminder, though, first, please enter and submit your hashtag town hall, because we'll have a free game given away today. And again, Carrier is just released Philippine Sea, so perhaps it will be that game, I think. So definitely get your hashtag town hall in, and then I'll go to the comments now. So let's see, we have some. Let's see here. So we have Will GM for food. There you go. That's an idea. Well, Game Master for food. I like that idea. I always feel like people hosting games should get some kind of reward or compensation for what they do, because that's really helpful. So Warsaw Pact War is almost sort of completely not a palindrome. So okay, there we go. And who's the designer of the game? Sorry, I didn't ask who the designer was. I should have asked who the designer of the game is.
Brittany knows. I'm not sure.
Okay, Brittany can type that in the comments section. So if anybody has any question, yeah, it looks neat. What I think this looks neat because you've got the build up, you've got these other displays, at a global level. You got, as you mentioned, you got that ties to the cards for production. So that seems like a nice nuance that I guess you get purchase cards, or as you're doing the build up, and then of course the build up and the political implications. Again, I've never seen this. I'm guessing that's sort of what's going on with it, but that sounds really, really exciting. I'm assuming these are going to be army level units, because if you look at the map,
Yeah.
It's got to be a large scale given the map, which means we could always have a module later for more tactical battle resolutions, right? It is solitaire, so somebody was asking, yes, and that's actually common for Compass. Compass, even if it's a game that doesn't come in initially proposed to be solitaire friendly, we do always work with designers, because that's always an initial goal we have. Would this be considered, let's see here, another question?
No, it's not a block game at all. No.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a little cubes to track, and that's just to track status. So you've got the status logs taking place, which you can see here, James, right here where my little blue highlight is. So you're keeping track, or also doing build-ups. So you can use these, obviously those cubes in many different ways, but then no blocks per se. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be counters, and I'm guessing it's a mounted map. It's probably going to be the main map will be mounted, and then probably the rounded punch board counters is what I would imagine would happen there. Here's a comment from Will GM again. Looks like it fits halfway between A Battle for Germany and Twilight Struggle. So yeah, it could be. Battle for Germany, I know, was a 3-player game because you had 3 sides to it. I don't think there's 3 sides in this game. It's NATO Warsaw Pact, I believe, only, correct? So, and I don't, but again, yeah, I mean, maybe there's some similarities there. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, so it's not going to be that block and sticker style approach at all. We got at least a might buy. And again, this is very early playtest. So, but kudos to the designer for that playtest kit, or whoever put that together. It's very nice. So I think that covers it. NATO is obviously a very hot topic. Cold War remains a very hot topic today. And yes, you could have it go 3 ways with aliens. So that is absolutely true. There you go. And then we do have a few comments coming in. People are receiving Carrier Battle, and I've seen similar comments have been posted online. So thanks for the comments. I don't know if you had a chance to see this, Billy, during your gameplay.
There was a nuclear option. I didn't get that far.
Okay.
I think there's a count, either card or counter that I think their card that plays into it that you can, if you get it.
Okay, so there'll be nukes at some level, whether it's tactical versus strategic nukes. That's going to be part of the game system. We can drill down deeper in the game as we get there for sure.
Yeah, the interesting thing is take a picture, go far away, blow it up.
Go closer in, you mean?
No, further away.
Yep.
Have you ever seen, a play test, or whatever you want to call this, development, whatever you want to call this, start?
Yeah, play test
where
session.
the average age is 27 years old.
Yeah, no, that's not typical.
And you're missing Brittany in there. So
yeah, so exactly.
So when people say all this stuff, when people say, obviously Compass is in here for long term, because we've got 27-year-old people who are really in major positions at the company. So
yeah, no, so thanks to Brittany for taking the picture. Brittany, let's
70s.
make sure you're in the photo next time.
Yeah, and I yelled at her for that.
Okay, good. So that's taken care of. So if anybody has questions again, so this is early playtesting stage of a prototype. So obviously down the road, we'll have more information about this games and looking forward to that. Now, which line would this fall under the Compass Games line or?
No, this is Compass.
Yeah, it falls under Compass. I didn't know if it was the new line for the golden, and I'm drawing a blank on the new division name. What's the new division name again, Bill?
Oh,
Golden
Age.
Golden Age. That's what I thought. Golden Age.
Collection.
So this will be a Compass versus a Golden Age, probably. Okay, excellent. Okay, there we go. Sounds good. So thanks for. When was this playtest session held? Earlier in the week, I think Bill said.
No, it's today.
Oh, it was just today. Okay, wow. Okay, awesome. All righty. Well, thanks for sharing that. What I thought I'd do now is let me just go through the newsletter really quickly. We sent this out. So anybody if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe on our website to our newsletter. All you have to do is then hit a check mark on what historical eras, what genres of gameplay you like. We ask like World War II, contemporary, ancients, etc. And that way, when we have targeted emails for certain games, we can reach out to you. Again, Carrier Battle Philippine Sea. It's so exciting to see John Southard is back out there. So great to see him back out there again, designing games. We're really happy to be able to bring this game out, and it's still available at that pre-order discount. So just want to make everybody aware of that. We have 3 days left in our Doomsday project for project number 2, which is the Balkans. So operational scale system. It's actually the 4th game in the OSS system, but this is a different era. It's actually Doomsday. So that's a different era, more modern, contemporary era, and it's the 2nd game. The first one was Battle for Germany, by the way, and you'll see actually on the Kickstarter page, you'll see the Battle for Germany Learn to Play session that Mo created. Of course, we're in our live session now. Just a reminder, again, our latest pre-order is the Mounted Maps option as a component upgrade for Bitter Woods by Randy Heller, a fantastic game. It's gone through several printings, so always in high demand at Compass Games Expo, and we are able to make arrangements to get a mounted map available. As a reminder, we've got Combat Volume 1 and 2 back in stock, and our next 2 releases per the homepage. First, it's 1812 War in the Great Lakes Frontier, and then it's the Kickstarter, which ends now in 3 days, Doomsday Project to the Balkans. And there are a few add-ons. I think there's 2 add-ons left for that Kickstarter if you want to check them out as well. And I mentioned we've got the 30 registered attendees already for Compass Expo. You can sign up on the website. I'll get everybody's game signups updated, and we'll get that hotel situation resolved. Of course, we've got our recent pre-order games. Somebody was asking about the status of High Seas Fleet earlier in this broadcast, Bill. I don't know if there's an update. I believe it's at the printers still, perhaps. Yep. Still at the printers, everybody. So just to be aware of that. So we'll definitely go through and answer your questions. Of course, we've got games on Vassal. If you have our newsletter, it's a quick, easy link to see all the Compass products that are available on Vassal. We'll have more coming out in the next month. And Compass Games Enthusiast page by Mark Ruggiero and David White. It's up to 28,000+ members. And again, I want to give a public shout out to Mark Ruggiero. He's obviously got his health situation he's battling right now, as many people have to do, unfortunately, these days. And we wish Mark Godspeed in his fight with cancer, which everybody's pretty much aware of. So we expect him to make a recovery there, and we're going to be there to support Mark Ruggiero every possible way we can. Learn to Play is our latest Learn to Play is available for Brothers at War, and you can get the latest news from us via our QR code for Linktree. So that covers the gamut there. And again, I'll look for comments and questions. I don't believe Carrier War has yet made it to the UK. I think we're just doing the direct order shipments. I don't know, Billy, if you've gotten to the distributor orders yet.
No, that won't be for another week or 2.
Okay. If somebody ordered direct who's in the UK, then that would be part of our initial send as well. Looking for an update on the Troubles. So yes, so the designer had some family stuff to take care of end of the year. I think I disclosed that in the recent town hall. I heard from him last week, and he's back actively working to wrap up the project. So yes, he had some stuff to take care of, and we wished him well, and he's excited to wrap up the Troubles now. And that is exactly what's going on and what is happening. So we're excited about that. Western Front Ace, I do not believe is in the warehouse yet.
No, but once that comes in, that's going to turn around fast. So
Yeah. So once that one's in, that one's going to be coming in fast. Thank you, Paul, for welcoming John Southard back to publishing. It's great to have him back. And we've got another game coming from John Southard, which is on pre-order, which is Grant's Western campaign. So again, we're looking forward to that. And then Prelude to Revolution, really interesting topic. And intensive development, play testing, 2 to 3 years. Lots of project team members on this project, as well as the series designer, having a really strong role consulting through the design by Mike Wilner. This is going to be an excellent game. Lots of positive feedback by everybody that's played the game. So definitely check out that game. Will Western Ace be available via Kickstarter, or have I missed that already? No, it has not.
That will go on Kickstarter.
Yeah, that game will be going on Kickstarter in the future, so you have not missed it yet. No, I can touch upon this really quickly. So I'm going to get an email update on the Constant World fundraising drive. So thanks for everybody that did that. It was going to be this week. I got my whole family got sick this past week from a virus, so I've been recovery mode this week. So I will be getting out emails, including the free game. That will go out next week, but should have happened already. I apologize. Obviously, I'm feeling better now, but yes, had some nastiness that happened to me a few days ago. Article on Bismarck is in the latest issue of Paper Wars. It made me think it might be coming up sooner rather than later.
Well, it's at the printers.
Yeah, it's at the printers right now. Ron on YouTube is asking about a Blue Water Navy Pacific update.
Yeah, I just talked to Stuart. I didn't talk to him. Emailed him, and he had some. I think he had some issues. I can't remember, but I think he had some issues, but he's back on it.
Awesome.
And it's actually in artwork, so it's not.
Yeah, it's active in artwork. Yeah. And then Breaking the Chains 2.0, I know that's been on pre-order for a little bit. Is that at the printers already? Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we do now is we really don't list anything on pre-order until the game is pretty much at the printers, or perhaps just the rules are getting finalized. We don't put stuff on pre-order unless we're really about ready to get it to the printer. Panzerkrieg, I'm actually starting to work with Masahiro on the artwork for that. Slight delay again because this week I've been in recovery mode, but it's one of my top 5 active projects I'm working on, along with Manassas. And Market Garden is wrapping up. I'll just say this now. So Market Garden by John Butterfield is wrapping up. Sensuakon by Gregory M. Smith, Japanese submarines from the Hunters series. Sensuakon is also knee-deep in artwork. And Brief Border Wars will be going through a final QA check before it goes to the printers. So those are some of the top projects. And then Manassas is another one. And then, yes, Tank Leader is I guess I have more than 5 projects in my top queue. Tank Leader is the other one where we're starting to proof the rules so we can get that ready for the printers. All the artwork's done for that game, Tank Leader now. Storm of Steel, I believe, is at the printers already. That's JU-87, Storm of Steel by Joe Fernandez. That game is at the printers. This one is wrapped up. That game could be one of the ones I just listed off already. I don't know if it's Brief Border Wars. Bruce, can you do me a redo on your comment? Because I don't know which game you're talking to there.
I think it's talking about
or maybe it's
Market Garden.
Okay, and then Jack Green's Jutland. That one, Bill, I think you had the insight.
That one actually going to go to print in like probably 3 weeks.
All right, so that one's
and that is a huge game. Oh my God.
Yep.
That is freaking unbelievable.
It is very big, very big. Let's see here. Let's see. Yes, Blue. Okay, so Blue Water Navy and Sea Power in the state. Naval fix needed. All right, we'll send an email about the naval fix so we know what the naval fix is, Jeffrey. So yeah, that'd be awesome.
No, I think
Greg's making great progress. As I'm very active on Sensuakon for sure, and I know he's working on design of his Goth Raider game. As the map for Grant Western campaign and final art, that's something that Bruce Urian can comment on. And yes, it is World War II Commander Market Garden. That's basically wrapped up. I know John Butterfield had a final round of corrections to make. It sounds like
that's actually that's all done. That's actually in production now.
Which one?
Grant.
Oh, Grant. Okay, Grant. Okay, great. Grant Western campaign is in artwork. Flanks of Gettysburg. I believe that one is coming along.
At the printer.
At the printer. Yep. Lots of stuff at the printer. So here's Bruce commenting that this one's now wrapped up.
Yeah,
So
that's
final
okay.
changes.
Market garden.
So it looks like I'll be able to move Market Garden over to the done column, which is great. So I'll be just checking in on that just to wrap everything up and get all the files together and get those over to Compass. Yes, Robert, that would be me. If you want to volunteer to proofread Tank Leader, that would be great. So that would be john@compassgames.com. Napoleon Eagles 2 is actually on our release schedule already. So that game is in the warehouse, and that game will be shipping in a few months. So if you look at our homepage, Andrew, thanks for joining us on YouTube again.
Yeah, that
That one will be, I think it's 2 or 3 months down the road at least, if I'm not mistaken.
and order something on that one.
I think it's
A replacement cards or something.
There were replacement cards. There was
That was set to go like 5 months ago.
Yeah,
And
and then the
then-
cards had to go to the printer again, and
Yeah,
that
so
was changed the schedule. So there was a change in schedule for Napoleon's Eagles too, but that one
Yes.
is back on track. It's now allotted in the right slot for our schedule. Although Bill always has the audible if he wants to move it up again since it was delayed. That's going to be Bill's decision to make. Battle Hymn, I know, is an artwork with Bruce Irian. So Bruce can comment, Vince, on Battle Hymn 2 if you'd like. Absolutely. So here's another question. So maybe Bruce maybe already responded to that. Lennox Sentinels by Greg. That one has been already proofed. So that one's off to the printers. So as you can see here, we have a lot of stuff off to the printers already.
Yeah.
So there you
the
go.
2 that I think it's 2. I thought it was 3, but I can't remember anymore. But there were 3 games that continue to linger and linger, and that irritated me. And that's why we have a new system, okay, at Compass that we instituted. But there's 2 or 3 games that lingered for years.
Yeah.
And it was not because it wasn't being worked on. It was something always got in the way. And one of those were Battle Hymn 2 and Hitler's Last Gamble.
Yep. And work's been nonstop. I don't think work on Hitler's Last Gamble stopped for one day.
But
Except
those
for-
are the ones that those are the ones that will be out
Yeah.
by the end of the year because
Soon
I
as you
got to
get
get
'em.
those out.
Soon
And
as you
Battle
get 'em.
Hymn 2 is moving along good now. And Hitler's Last Gamble. So those are the 2 that if I have to say, those go back years. Okay. And those are very aggravating and depressing on my end because I can't get them to where I want them. Okay. But this year, we're finally wrapping those 2 up. So that's going to be a relief off me that's been hounding me for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And then Brittany, could you ping me on what website updates needed for which game? So maybe I don't know if that was Grant. Maybe it was Grant or a different game, but absolutely I'll get it updated on the website. There was a question for Greg about a Goth game. It's not an Ancients game. Greg will answer that question for sure. No, Greg does not sleep. He is an AI. We call him our AI guy for just designing games. I think that's how it gets done, but he does awesome games. So there you go. Let's see here. Roma Victrix. I know that gets asked often. That is on our release schedule already on the website. So you'll find that on the website for actual release.
Right.
And Interceptor Ace 2 is also on the website. So just a reminder for everybody, maybe I should do that. Let's go back and let's just go back to, again, just a refresher. In the homepage on the left side is our upcoming titles where I'm highlighting here.
Yeah, you didn't put in the newsletter that Paper Wars 102 is out.
Okay, I will add that. But yes, Paper Wars is a recent release. That was actually you'll see that in the schedule right here, next to Carrier Battle Philippine Sea. That's already shipping and released. So, a question about Interceptor Ace Volume 2. There it is. I believe it's number 4 in line, and Roma Victrix is about number 7. So you see that one there. So again, there might be other, and Napoleon's Eagles because of the card reprinting that was delayed, and Bill might decide to move it up and schedule again. But that will be up to Bill to decide what he wants to do with that. So I hope that helps. The printers are humming. So you heard, I think, out of the 10 plus questions, most of the answers were at the printers for sure. Okay, so Eastern Front Quad, I have to edit the rules, and I have 5 or 6 projects ahead of that work. right now. And I've also, in the meantime, just this week, I've been working on Russo-Japanese War, OCR, and text editing for the rules for the GDW Russo-Japanese War. So Eastern Front Quad will not be worked on by me for another 2 to 3 weeks before I can get back to it. Just an update on that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So you go 3 in there.
Art is working on Hitler's Last Gamble.
Yep, good job.
And Art, if you can finish by March with having the rules booklet left to do, I will give you an official blessing, official rosary beads for all that. So there you go. So it is the grant map I need to update. So thank you for that.
Combat will have combat is, I think, Arnhem is the next one, and then after that is Anzio. So there's 2 more combat, and these are going to be more historical. They're going to be historical scenarios to play.
Yeah.
Okay, but those are the 2 more combat that we have lined up.
Yeah, and thanks to Bruce. Many really enjoy working with our artists, but Bruce has really been getting projects moving along. So I can't name them all, but obviously Market Garden is the one closest to my mind because that's the one we've been working on with John Butterfield, based on the World War II Commander series. And I know that Bulge game has played often during the winter holidays. So I know Market Garden is going to be an extremely popular title as well. Bill mentioned 102 was released recently, but we have 103 also on our homepage schedule. So that's going to be coming up. Schnellboats, yes, check out the feedback on Schnellboats. So I know people are playing it. It's been out there for a good while now, Schnellboats. So definitely, if you're looking for any specific feedback on that, you got the designer available. He's providing full game support, so not a problem there. Road to the Rhine, Greg Warren is here viewing online. Thanks, Greg, for all your work on Road to the Rhine. I've been speaking with Greg this past week as well, and he's been helping with the final proofing of the map, the counters, and finalizing the rules for the game. So we are hoping to make some final strides on Road to the Rhine. Absolutely. And I think, let me see if I missed any recent questions. I think Bill covered combat already with that Pacific question. He went through the whole series. So yes. Will Western Front Ace be available at the Expo in May? Yes. We have 2 Expos now, May and November. Yes, it will be available in May.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. Great news there. Greg, thank you for all your work on Road to the Rhine. Excited about Bill, can you talk for a moment to us about just the GDW games and the great progress being made? And I don't know if we need to revisit all the titles. We got to talk about that a little bit.
1942, or that campaign, 42, 41, 40 is all done. It's actually at the printers. I've seen the sample of it, approved it. Okay. Burma is actually in the final stages of review. All the artwork's done. That will go probably to the printers in probably, we're hoping 4 or 5 weeks, maybe sooner. They're starting to work on Russo-Japanese and the other naval game associated with that will be
Tsushima. Yep.
They're working on that, and we're working on Chaco.
Or Port Arthur. Sorry, Port Arthur.
And
sorry
then,
about that.
And then the next one is Belter.
Belter, yeah. Okay, where's Shin Godzilla, by the way? Because I think Shin Godzilla is our Belter fan in the house. And I want to make sure, Shin, are you there? Because you've been asking me about Belter. I know, and that, you're pushing me was to make sure we had it on our list of games. So, and then, of course, I talked about Road to the Rhine already. So as you can see, these GDW games, and then I was actually involved with Red Star White Eagle from GDW. That was several years ago, and I think everybody enjoyed that release. So
and remember, we're not looking. These are not redesigns. These are
right.
They're easy to play. Okay, they go back to a simpler day, and it's not all the mechanics that you have today.
Yeah.
But you want to know something? It works, and those are straight reprints with errata in it, and you always hear, well, you should change stuff, blah blah blah. That's not what these are. And I know there was an issue with Fleet Series, which caused a lot of not uproar, but conversation.
Yeah.
In regards to, you need to redo it. You need to make common rules over 5 games, and that's not happening. Okay, so if that's what you want, and look, everybody has their ways of doing it, but from business sense, it doesn't make any sense. That's funny. Okay, but no, so those will be those are complete. Those are reprints with errata. Now,
Yeah.
I think other games, Air and Armor is a whole redesign.
Yeah, just like
And that's
NATO
moving
was.
along. So it all really depends. Look, I'm not going to do a redesign unless really the designer is involved.
What's the name been doing
Who?
for Carrier? For the
John Souther?
Yeah, John Souther's going to take the Carrier Philippine and apply it to the first Carrier. So that's
Right.
going to be updated.
Right.
Okay, but it's really up to the designers if they want to do it or if they don't want to do it.
All right. Well, we got a mixed response on Belter. We got multiple people saying either hell yeah or the game is terrible. So
Well,
look
know
on the
what?
brights. Hey, everybody's got a different opinion about a game. That's normal. That's normal for almost any game out
But
there.
here's the good thing: us bringing it back means half
Yep.
the people are going to think it's terrible when they play it, half the people are going to think it's good.
Because you're right.
So-
That's what happens.
So by bringing this stuff back,
Yeah. Yeah.
look, the reason why I bring it back is because it brings us back to the days.
Yeah. It is. It is nice for that. Is Compass working with Richard Borg anymore? I believe not, but Bill can confirm.
No, we had talked. He doesn't have anything on Tricorn. He said he did all the battles. We did the French expansion. That's done. Okay, we did talk about a Jacobite. He did all the smaller battles in the Jacobite series, and there were some big ones, like
Yep.
2 or 3 big ones that we talked about doing, but I haven't heard anything in a while.
Yeah. Hi, Trent. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Yes, Greg is working now on Rebel Tide. So
Oh, yes. I
it's
like
the
that.
American Civil War on the Tide series. It was actually initially play tested at Compass Expo in November. So Greg got some great initial feedback, and he's made some refinements to the design, as is always normal, customary for Greg, because it was early play testing. And Greg can obviously comment here, or at some point, I do want to get to the point where we can have little designer snippet interviews, very short segments we can just make available on demand, where Greg and others can talk about their games, but in very small, digestible chunks, not hour-long segments, but 5 to 10 minutes at most. But yeah, look for Rebel Tide, which is covering the American Civil War from Greg. And then John Kisner has some internal information, confidential information he's sharing, because I know Bill is working with the Chinese on a balloon shipping service to help alleviate any container shipping problems. So that is true. I'm not sure if it has to go through Alaska and all that to get to the East Coast. We're still coordinating with Bill's still talking to the Chinese about what the overpath is going to be. But John, you've got some insider information there. You're playing insider ball with us on that. So absolutely. And Robert, thanks for your order. I don't know what Robert. I want to think this is Carrier Battle. Maybe he had Paper Wars too, but I'm thinking this is Carrier Philippine Sea. But Robert, thank you for your purchase. And I know you're going to enjoy the game from John Souther. No question about that. Sea Power in the State. Bill once showed the components. That's true. He showed the whole actual game unboxing, his trademark unboxing, I should say. Russo-Japanese War is a must buy. So I'm really excited about all the GDW games coming back. And I like Bill's approach that he's only doing the official errata or anything that was officially done, because there's tons of house rules you can find on Board Game Geek out there. And, we want to stick with what was officially done for the game as far as errata goes and update the games that way. So, I think Russo-Japanese War is going to be wonderful to have back. That's one I've never actually played that I wish I had played. So maybe I'll get to do the Compass version instead of the GDW version, because I'm sure it'll be easier to play.
Somebody had mentioned the designer for Fleet Series is an interesting upgrading. Okay, you're correct. Because what people don't understand is that when you go with an upgrade, okay, you're creating a whole new game almost. Okay, and a lot of these designers, some want to do it, some don't. He does Great American battles, campaigns of the Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where he's focused. Okay, he has no desire or time, because I don't think people understand the resources that go into what people were asking about the Fleet Series. Okay, for the minuscule copies I could sell above, okay, what because people were saying, oh, I buy this game, okay, if it had consolidated rules and upgrade. Okay, you're talking about 5 games, an enormous amount of capital, an enormous amount of time to be spent upgrading games that might not even work at the end of the day. Okay, and if people came up, well, there's all these new ideas, okay, but on Board Game Geek and all this stuff, but just because you throw something on Board Game Geek, okay, doesn't mean it's been play tested, doesn't mean it's been developed. Okay, the Fleet Series has been played for 40 years or 30 some years. Okay, that's in testament of those games. Okay, yeah. So no, and then one guy emailed me and said whatever, and then he goes, well, good luck. And I felt like saying, I go, okay, business is not, I don't need luck in business. Okay, running a business isn't luck. Running a business is not about luck at all. It's about research, knowing what your people will buy, and making it worth your while to do. So, look, we're going to do fine with Fleet Series reprint, like we've done fine with all our games that we've reprinted. So, yeah. and look, I understand what their position is, but it's not a position financially or it makes no sense for me.
Yeah. Let me comment on that. So I want to go back to the Third World War series, which I hope a lot of you have that game, because if Bill said, okay, take the Fleet Series, and there's 2 ways to approach it. It's like refine the game, make it better without changing the game, or do what some people have asked about, oh, no, it needs to be consolidated. And then you've got the Order of Battle folks saying the Order of Battle was wrong, so this needs updating. So you've got all these bouncing balls in the air. So if you look at Third World War series, because that's 4 games, and that involved no redesign whatsoever, but it had a dedicated project team, experts at the game, just to refine it, to make it
Correct.
More user-friendly to play. It took how many years? 3 years to get that 4-game package together without changing the game even. So there's no play testing needed because you're not changing the rules. You're getting the errata in there, but then you're adding all these enhancements to make it a nicer experience.
Well,
right?
Remember we heard the same thing about that. Oh, you need to upgrade the Order of Battle. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's never going to happen because it's way too, my God, that game wouldn't be out for 7 years.
And Greg corrected me. So that was a 4-year effort from start to finish. But imagine if we took Fleet Series, like Bill's saying, if you take Fleet Series and we go with, okay, the Order of Battle has to be completely redone, right? And then the rules have to be consolidated, which the designer didn't even want to touch back in the day when he could have done it. They said, no, there's a reason why he said no. Plus, it's 2 different scales, I believe, or there's 2 different dice systems involved. So there's a lot of things. So guess what happens? We have to play test it. So it's not going to be 4 years, like Greg says. It's going to be a 6 to 8 year project because you have to play test it. And then what happens when we release it? It's not the same game at all. And the first comment will be, oh, the Order of Battle was wrong. This counter was missing. The ship should have been here. Should have been 2 months earlier arriving. Do we really want to spend 6 to 8 years changing something that's a classic? Why can't we just make it a more of a joy to play? Maybe we'll enhance it with nice player aids and just update it. And then we can get it done, right? So that, for me, I would never sign up to say, oh yes, let's do this the Fleet Series. This is the right decision. It's just not realistic. So.
And here's what people don't understand, and I guess I need to say this, okay? And I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. Okay, Compass was
Gimpy,
the first company, and forget about Decisions because they owned SPI titles, okay, to actually do reprints on a consistent. People don't understand they say, oh, people reprinting games. We did our first reprint in 2005, and that was Bitter End.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know what the market is. I know what the market today is, and I know what I can sell and what I can't sell. And I can sell reprints. Okay. Oh, no, it's not a rant. I'm just saying, I think
We're trying to pull you.
it really comes down to financially, reprints have done well for us.
Right.
I don't think I've had a bad reprint.
Yeah. No, I think reprints are great. And for me, it's nostalgia value. For me, it's perfect because it's the nostalgia value intersected with upgraded components, smart, more informed decisions of how to improve the game, because you've got project team members that know the game inside and out. So it makes it a better, like Third World War series, Russia, Japan, whatever the game
and I
is.
think something came up in Road to the Rhine. Remember we had this discussion?
Yes, Road to the Rhine about changing.
John said, okay, I've got that some people want to put optional rules in.
Right.
Okay, and I said, well, wait a second. Have they been play tested? Well, no.
Right.
Okay, so I go, why? I go, I'm not putting them in. If you want optional rules, you can. I'm sure there'll be things on Board Game Geek, Console World, or wherever where you can go and try them out. But I'm not going to put in a reprint anything that hasn't been play tested as optional rules.
I always wish everybody knows I love SPI games. That's where I cut my teeth. And I wish this other publisher had taken the approach to do what we're doing with GDW, but they can't do it. They have to change the games. And for the most part, I think most people aren't so happy about that approach. And I would agree. I wish we had a chance to do X games from SPI, others. I think our approach is the right way to do it. It gets the games out on market and no nasty surprises and no nasty changes to the system. Just enhancements to make the game more fun to play. Because, we can make more informed decisions on what games need because we know about them by now. So there you go. So yeah. So anyway, any other comments from anybody? Because we do have just a reminder, because we are closing in on the hour. Do get in your hashtag town hall for the free game. We want you to have a chance to win a free game, so please get in your hashtag. If you have any final questions, please post away. I'll look for final questions for Bill and Billy now. This is your last chance for 2 weeks to get your questions addressed, so let's do that. And again, I'll look for final comments here, see if there's anything. So I see the town halls are coming in, but if you have any final questions, here's a comment from Mark on YouTube. Haven't read it yet. A pure reprint with upgraded components is really all most people want. Redesigns are appealing to a more hardcore and smaller audience. They are just more vocal because they know the games so well. And Mark, there's a Pandora's box here, because to me it's almost like a bespoke product. Bespoke meaning it has to be custom to an individual's desire. So I know individuals that have very different opinions about order of battle changes needed for Fleet Series. So how are you going to satisfy updating order of battle, for say the masses, when everybody is the expert of what those order of battle changes should have been? It gets so tough. It's really tough. So thank you for that comment. Let's see. Good luck, Billy, to your Super Bowl this weekend.
Yeah, let's hope. It'll be a good game.
Yes, absolutely. 1812 War the Great Lakes is shipping next.
Yeah, shipping next.
So it's going to be shipping soon. So I hope, William, thanks for your support for the game, of course, and should be getting it soon, I think. Mo's at his first intermission of his hockey game that he's calling. So Mo, shout out to you. I know somebody's also in Florida getting ready for a cruise for a week, so I'm jealous.
I want to go on a cruise.
I'm jealous of somebody going on a cruise, so I'm very jealous about that. Let's see here. Ever think of having a separation for beginner war games and advanced games during Compass events?
He froze.
No, I'm trying to think. I think it's just really... I think that what you'll find is that people are always willing to teach you the game, okay, on pickup games or any game. I remember we had that guy who was 25 years old, never really played a game. Remember the kid?
Yeah.
Okay, comes in, and Greg Smith played Gladiator with him, and Bill played with him. So people are always willing to in a convention like
Just
that,
gotta ask.
people are always willing to
Help out.
help newbies out or whatever, and newbies, I guess. But
Look, there's our Eagles, yeah.
yeah,
Whatever.
Eagles. Yeah, I
Whatever,
don't
Art.
like Eagles.
Whatever, Art.
Okay, let's see here. Most
Art who?
responsible for the Order of Battle update for Fleet
He's a
Series. We'll be getting a schedule worked out for sure as we get closer to the Expo. We have some designers already signed up, so absolutely. Looking at final questions before we do the giveaway. I think we're about there. Yeah, I think we're good. Yep. Boom. All right. Do we want to do a drawing, Bill, or do you have anything you want to close on before the drawing?
I'm trying to think.
Just thinking, everyone. We'll be a while.
Anything about Kickstarters, pre-orders, games you've been play testing in your 5 different rooms in your house lately?
I was
anything
actually doing something with flanks.
Flanks of Gettysburg. How'd that go? How was your flank?
It went good.
Okay, that's good to know.
I come into the office. I go to Julian. Jesus, who the hell effing fuck this up? Okay.
That's when I got a phone call from you, I think.
No, and I said,
usually when you
"Geez."
call me.
So here's my problem. I think of this stuff. This stuff comes up at night always. So
Yeah.
I think about it all night and stuff, and watching my gun smoke and stuff at 2 o'clock. Wagon train at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, but so I go to Julian. I go, hey, we got a big problem. Why are these 2 maps? Okay, for flanks.
Yeah.
Why do they have edges around them? Because they're supposed to overlap, like maps do.
Ah, right, yeah.
So I
Right.
said, how the hell did this happen?
You lost
Right.
too.
And I lost these. This is how whack.
Yeah, well, that would be a pretty that I could see that one being a trigger for you. That would
No,
be yeah.
and so then, did you see
Yeah,
the
they call
Julian
me.
said?
No, Julian might, but they call me in, and
Yeah, so
I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're 2 different games.
because they're 2 separate games.
It's a little round top. What's the other one?
Culp's Hill, the flanks.
Yeah.
So they don't get together because you play Culp's Hill and you play Little Round Top, and they're not close, so it's separate maps.
You verified that, right?
Yeah, no, I verified that. And yeah, and they go so that I go from like a 10 to a 1 in like seconds.
No, you said like a 12 or 100.
We're gonna
Oh yeah, no.
all right, we're gonna officially add a segment every time Town Hall. What has Bill and Billy played since we last spoke, and what happened? And did Bill lose any sleep in the meantime?
Jesus, that was unbelievable. I got so upset.
He came in. Hey, Bill, get in here. And you know it's always bad. There's a tone, and when he says it, you're worried. Like, oh shit, what's going on now?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
guess
that
what?
was-
My 2 puppies just broke out of their kennel, and I'm sure they're rampaging my house.
That's all right.
Well, that's all right.
Oh, can you get my puppies for me? Make sure they're okay. Okay, sorry.
Would you say that to yourself?
Check for the puppies.
Yeah, he's saying it. No, he's saying it.
Okay.
Ghost.
All right.
Talking to himself. Hey, dogs. Hey, other dogs. Can you go round up the other 2 dogs?
Sorry. I have sheepadoodles that are new breed for me. I got 3 Frenchies now, 2 sheepadoodles, and they learn really quickly how to jump past over the kennel. And
How
now
big are
they
they?
are
How big will they
ravaging.
get?
They're ravaging the house now. So
How big will they get, John?
probably about 35, 40 pounds, but they're already jumping over the kennel. So I didn't
How
realize they
tall?
were that. Not too tall because they're not going to be a large breed. I'll share them one day. But they're. Hey Cooper, can you bring a sheepadoodle here if they're around? I'll show you if they're here. But we'll get the drawing ready.
What are we
stalling
gonna?
for the
What are we
drawing.
gonna do?
We're stalling for the drawing, guys. Here.
Didn't we do that last week?
Yeah, but we don't talk anything.
102, I guess.
Oh, yeah, there's a dog.
Where?
Here.
Oh, it went away.
Oh.
Well.
Yeah.
Almost had one. So oh well. All right. So what's the giveaway?
We could do
Wait, do you think? Oh, too early. No. You do that next week.
We're not on next week.
Those are good names for puppies. Zoc and CRT.
Which ones did we do last week?
We did carrier.
We did Carrier last week, early, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did carrier.
Okay, then we got to do Paper Wars 102.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Paper Wars 102.
So we're doing Paper Wars 102 Santiago campaign, correct?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for everybody for being with us tonight. We had 225 viewers, and we have nearly that many
What?
entries. So
What?
let's go ahead and see what happens. So thanks
I don't have
everybody
anything.
for being here again. This is for Paper Wars 102 Santiago campaign, and the winner is David White. David, I think
he called it. He said
David on
I don't know
Facebook.
about
That's
that.
our own
He said he
David on
looked up.
Facebook.
I know. He just said it.
No, he said in the beginning of the thing. He said he was going to win. He said, "I feel I'm going to win tonight."
Who said that?
David White. I'll pull it up.
You can't pull it up.
Nah, it might be. Too
Well,
far.
there you go. Out of 200
I read it,
entries,
I was like,
David won. So,
Yeah.
We'll see.
all righty, Bill. I've got a puppy catastrophe happening in my house right now, so I'll let you
Okay.
close.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.